The regular Everett City Council meeting scheduled for 5 p.m. November 21st will now come to order. Roll call.
Councillor Hoag.
Here.
Councillor Willis.
Here.
Councillor Hadrava.
Here.
Mayor Basalovich.
Here. Approval of minutes. City Council workshop meeting October 13th. Minutes of City Council special meeting October 26th. Minutes of City Council workshop meeting November 6th. And minutes of City Council meeting November 6th. If no one has any changes or additions, I call for a motion that we approve these minutes.
So moved. Support.
Motion made by Lillis, support by Hadrava. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item D, approval of the agenda. I was going to add one item to the consent agenda, item number 2, which is charitable gambling permit for Eveleth Youth Hockey for November 24th, the Elks Club. Anybody have anything else to add or delete off the agenda tonight? If not, to call for a motion that we approve tonight's agenda with this one change.
I'll move.
Motion made by Hadrava. Do I have support?
Support.
Support by Hoag. Any further discussions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We have no appointments or presentations. Under consent agenda, we have a letter of agreement between the City of Eveleth, Minnesota and the base unit, American Federation of State and County Municipal Employees, number 484 for part-time library clerk position, and item number 2, which is a permit for charitable gambling at the Eveleth Elks for Eveleth Youth Hockey on November 24th. If no one has any questions, call for a motion that we approve the consent agenda.
So moved. Support.
Made by Lillis, support by Hadrava. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. No public hearings, no unfinished business. Under new business, J1, item number 1. Say we're going to approve preliminary plat. We're going to postpone that.
Yeah, we're going to postpone that for the
Okay.
next meeting.
Table that till the next regular scheduled council meeting. Item number 2, request from fire chief for fire gear washer, extractor, and dryer. Is this replacing something or is it an addition?
I think this would be a relatively new equipment. There are some real significant concerns regarding the effects of the contaminants that our firefighters are exposed to at fires and a correlation between the contaminants and cancer. So one of the recommended methods of helping mitigate the threat would be to have equipment available to wash the firefighters' gear, the turnout gear. And this is something that has been discussed for a period of time now. We finally got some quotes that I guess are going to accomplish getting the washer, extractor, and then a dryer installed in the fire department.
Yeah, how do you clean that equipment otherwise, really? It's so bulky and stuff.
Yeah, and it's something there, where we typically have this gear for many, many years, and we have been replacing it, most recently over the past few sets every year for the past 2-3 years, but I think that's something that certainly they need up there to help with that issue.
Are you putting this in form of a motion, Brian, that we grant the request to purchase this equipment?
Yes, sir.
Do I have a support to that motion?
I'll support.
Support by Hoag. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item number 3, recommendation to hire EMTs. Jeremy Arnstead and Briley Landfried. Did I say it right? Fried?
Landfried, I believe.
And does anybody have any questions? If not, call for a motion that we accept the recommendation of the Public Safety Committee to hire these 2 individuals for EMTs.
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Hadrava. Do I have a support?
Support.
Support by Hoag. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item number 4, recommendation to hire firefighters. Ella Kafis, and that's a recommendation from the Public Safety Committee and the Fire Chief. Is she an EMT already? No?
That's correct. She's
Oh, okay,
been
it's-
with us on the ambulance service since, probably mid-summer this year.
I thought
June.
the name was familiar, that's what caught my
Yeah,
eye.
I'm really happy that she's stepping up and offering to volunteer additionally as a firefighter. She's a very good candidate. We appreciate that she's stepping up to do that.
That's good. Call for a motion that we accept the recommendation of the Public Safety Committee to hire Ella.
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Drava, do I have support?
I'll support.
Support by Hoag. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item number 5, recommendations to hire part-time library clerk. That seemed to be a long process,
Not so much for the library clerk.
wasn't it? I thought it,
I think part of the issue was redeveloping or redefining the position.
oh, okay. Yeah, it seemed like that was quite a while ago. Well, we got somebody for the position, Elizabeth Block. And call for a motion that we accept the recommendation of the hiring committee. Hire Elizabeth for the job of part-time library clerk.
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Drava, do I have support?
I'll support.
Support by Lillis, any further discussion?
Just a comment, Mayor, very pleased with folks that applied for the position, and I have to say that when it boiled down to the top 2 candidates, it was extremely close and very difficult to make a decision. So, very much appreciate these folks taking their time and effort to apply for position, or the position in the library.
Well, it's nice to get some good applicants when you see all the hiring signs all over the place.
Yep.
Makes you kind of wonder.
Absolutely.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item number 6, request from Marion Delage, is that what it is?
Yes.
Art Expressions to rent library basement space, and that is where the engineering
Yes.
outfit was?
Yep, part of the Department of Revenue. Yes, the engineering people and Bob Wakestrom and those folks.
So we got a tenant down there for a while. Anybody have any questions or anything? If not, call for a motion that we approve the request.
So moved.
Motion made by Hoag, do I have support?
I'll support.
Support by Drava, any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Item number 7, resolution making levy and assessment against taxable properties for delinquent assessments, blight, grass mowing, water and refuge sewer collection accounts. It's that time of the year. Do I have a motion that we accept this resolution?
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Hadrava, do I have support?
I'll support.
Support by Lillis, any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Item number... Oh, we got that handed to us separately. Item 8. Item 8, consider approving scope of repair work and accept quotation for work to be completed at 206 McKinley Ave, Eveleth, Minnesota. That was our building we were renting to the thrift store. Jackie, this is what they came up with, the insurance company?
Yes, the adjuster Eric, who works for the League of Minnesota Cities, came up with these numbers based on many conversations with many contractors, and we're looking for you to approve the statement of loss, that column on the right, council approval request, $74,100.01. And if you approve that, then that allows me to move forward on behalf of the city with Eric, and I'm happy to bring back to you any invoices, payments to these contractors, so it's on the record.
Anybody have any questions on that? Took quite a while. Is anybody using it right now or not?
Well, we did offer to let the tenant open up in the basement,
Yeah.
but she chose not to at this time.
Oh, okay.
But we said it was fine to go ahead and do it, but she opted not to.
Anybody have any questions on this statement of loss? If not, call for a motion that we accept this, and then we can get moving on getting that building back in order.
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Drava, do I have support?
Support.
Support by Hoag, any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Item number 9, amended and reinstated ground lease between the City of Eveleth and T-Mobile USA. Is that for the towers up by the water tank?
Yes.
What changed on that, or we just?
Oh, the lease, was, I'm sorry, I had a mental block. The lease was coming to an end, so we renegotiated it. And also, so we increased the annual rent, and then also got an administrative fee of $7,500 in order to put this lease in place.
Okay. Anybody have any questions or anything on this amended lease? If not, call for a motion that we accept the amended ground lease with T-Mobile.
So moved.
Motion made by Lewis, do I have support?
Support.
Support by Hoag, any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Item number 10, renewal application for optional 2 AM liquor license, Red Garter Lounge, 214 Grant Ave, Eveleth. If no one has any questions, call for a motion that we accept this application for the optional 2 AM license for the Red Garter Lounge.
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Drava, do I have support?
I'll support.
Support by Hoag, any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Item number 11, another renewal application for optional liquor, 2 AM liquor license for K-Lor Incorporated, that's Sticker's Lounge in Eveleth, virtually right next door. If no one has any questions or comments, call for a motion that we renew this application for Snickers.
So moved.
Motion made by Hoag, do I have support?
I'll support it.
Support by Drava, any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Number 12, resolution authorizing the City of Eveleth to make application to and accept funds from the Service Planning Grant Program. What exactly is that, Jack?
So, Brian, do you want to talk about that, or do you want me to? This is that whole study between Eveleth and Fail Fire Department.
Please feel free.
And this allows us to move forward with state resources to help us kind of plan and go out for an RFP and then apply for grant funds. So we're talking about consolidation, or more than collaboration, I'd say consolidation of Eveleth Fire and Fail Fire as a part of this grant program.
Well, this is what the Fit Town Board, I think, already passed this?
Correct, they just did it at their first meeting in November.
Oh, okay, because, yeah, I was put on notice by some of the firefighters out there that they were getting anxious to kind of proceed with this. I think Gilbert was in originally, but they can jump in basically
Yeah, we're not
anytime.
sure, we're not sure where Gilbert stands not being involved right now, but we did list them in the resolution, because they are a neighboring
Yeah,
community
'cause-
that we also want to collaborate and consolidate with.
Well, that sounds like a good move. The departments work so close together. And so much common ground we've got out there, especially the city property out in Fail. We'll call for a motion that we approve this resolution.
So moved.
Motion made by Lillis, do we have support?
Support.
Support by Drava, any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Item 13, invoice from Arrowhead Plumbing and Heating Refrigeration, an amount of $73.0837. Is that for the Hippodrome?
Yes.
Oh, okay, that's what I thought. It's all installed and ready to go, Jerry?
Yep, it's all taken care of, and,
good.
you guys already okayed them doing.
Did this come in cheaper than what we thought it was going to?
No, it's exactly what it was.
No one has any questions? A call for a motion that we approve the invoice for Arrowhead Plumbing and Heating.
So moved. I'll support.
Motion made by Hadrava, support by Hoag. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item 14, consider pay request number 3 from 3D Concrete and Construction, an amount of $8,899 for city garage building. Is it done?
It's all up and done as far as they're concerned, but, we have to do the electrical and get the garage door, openers in.
Yeah, I don't think that was part of,
That wasn't part of this original.
I didn't think so, no.
It'll be a two-step process. That's where we're at. The building's all up and ready to,
So it's basically usable now.
yeah,
We have
and
to-
MPNL, did wire overhead to it, so we do have a panel in ready to go through for
Oh,
electrical,
okay.
so when we get going with it, come right out of the box.
Never have enough storage space, I'll tell you that. No one else has any questions? A call for a motion that we approve the pay request from 3D Concrete and Construction.
So moved.
Motion made by Hoag, do I have support?
Support.
Support by Hadrava, any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Item number 15, consider pay request number 4 from Utility Systems of America in the amount of $8,576.60 for 2017 street improvements in West Eveleth. And I think, aren't we retaining something yet for the landscaping?
Yeah, we hold a 5% retainage, so they do have some work to do next spring. And they kinda ran out of time this year. They were gonna come back and finish everything, but
Well,
got a
there
little
are-
late with everything else going on, so.
there are a million projects this year for these guys. They were spread pretty darn thin, all of them. See how late these projects are going into November? Probably into December if the weather holds. If no one has any questions on this, consider a payment request, Utility Systems of America for $85,7660.
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Hadrava, do I have a support?
Support.
Support by Lillis, any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Item number 16, consider pay request number 4 from 3D Concrete and Construction, an amount of $7,055. That must be the end of the sidewalk work, eh?
That is the end, yeah.
If no one has any questions, a call for a motion that we approve pay request number 4 from 3D.
So moved.
Motion made by Hoag, do I have support?
I'll support.
Support by Hadrava, any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Item 17, consider approving facilities use agreement with Independent School District number 2154 for the Hippodrome. Looks like you got agreement, you stretch it out a few years this time, eh, Jerry? So,
Yeah, it'll be nice to have a little longer,
yeah, that's,
agreement.
yeah, dealing with this stuff every year, every other year. Anybody have any questions or anything on rates or schedule?
It looked pretty comparable to last year and starting off anyway, I guess.
Oh, it's less,
Last year, now we're extending it for 4 more years.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yep. It's a good,
well, it's, you know, it saves everybody the agony of dealing with it every year, because school board's got enough to do like us. Everybody kind of knows where they want to be, and looks like we got a pretty good agreement here. If no one has any questions, I call for motion that we approve this facilities use agreement with the school district.
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Hadrava, do I have support?
Support.
Support by Hoag, any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. I had one item I forgot to add number 18, we met with the Personnel Committee, met Brian and I, and I'll let Brian kind of fill in what transpired here.
Well, I would like to ask the full council's consideration of authorizing city staff to engage a private entity to conduct a investigation into a report that someone has been tampering with firefighters' equipment in the fire hall. Quite troublesome to me that this is occurring, and I think it would be very important that we have the matter investigated, and I think it's most prudent to have an entity that is not a part of the city or is separate from the city to actually conduct the investigation.
Yeah, it's kind of troubling, you know, I don't know what it is, horseplay or malicious or what, when you're dealing with those safety issues, it's pretty serious.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. You know, it could compromise the safety of these firefighters on the scene of fighting a fire. And I guess, to me, that's an extremely important thing to get to the bottom of.
Would, Brian, would you, Tim, or Jackie maybe want to take that task on finding somebody?
That'd be fine, Mayor.
Do we need any council action on that?
I think you should, please.
Okay. We'll have a motion authorizing Councilor Lillis, Chief Koivunen, and City Administrator Jackie Monahan to check into getting an investigator for this particular incident.
I'll make that motion, Mayor.
Motion made by Hadrava. Do I have support?
I'll support.
Support by Hoag. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Anybody have any committee reports or? Nothing, no deer hunting reports or anything?
No,
Brian?
I wish I did have reports.
Bradley came through with some deer steak, I'll tell you. It was getting, I never thought I'd get to the point where you had a hard time finding that. Brian, you got anything to bring up or?
Well, the one item that I guess probably is worth mentioning is that I know I had mentioned a couple meetings ago that we were excited to, or the EDA was excited to get a little bit further along with our mural. Unfortunately, the weather being what it has been has kind of caused a delay, so I guess we have to look forward to next spring before we're gonna see the updated mural in our hockey plaza area, so. It's not all good news. Gotta have some bad news once in a while, right?
I see the bad news was at the front of the building, eh?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, accidents happen, so what are you gonna do?
Bradley, you got anything to,
Not at this time, Mayor.
Brian, you got?
No EDA, HRA meeting was canceled.
Oh. I see, boy, those old buildings down on the main street, you see how they're all hooked together with those wooden beams? I wonder why it was taking so long. Well, now you know. I couldn't believe the way they tied all of them in. Those big timbers going through them. It just, because Days Inn is going down faster than those two buildings.
Yeah,
I haven't been up there for a couple of days, but it looks like it's getting pretty close.
I drove through, when I drove back into town, it looks like it's coming down pretty fast.
I guess there's a lot of salvageable stuff I didn't realize.
a lot of steel.
Steel in those wood beams that were in the pool area, somebody told me they really got a pretty good value. I think that's why the demo came in quite a bit less than everybody thought. But we waited 6 years we've been working on that one to get it to this point. But that's about all I have. Tim, you got anything to add?
Pretty quiet tonight, man.
That's the good news. Jerry, you got anything else?
Nothing else there.
Rod, you got anything to add?
No, not unless you have any questions.
Jackie, you got?
I do. December 2nd,
Oh, boy.
6 o'clock. Mayor's Ball, more importantly, grand reopening of the Eveleth Auditorium. For those that can't make it, I'll be the official photographer. because we want to put an article in the Hometown Focus, which is our official newspaper, so that 100 years from now, when somebody's looking back, they can find an article about the grand reopening of the Eveleth Auditorium.
Man of the hour.
Man of the hour, another night I gotta go out in the cold, that's all it is. You know, when you get older, it's tough.
Don't forget to bring the boss now, the one that really runs the town.
Oh. Yeah, I had to call her at home and tell her we had technical problems, she was mumbling. Told you, this is the hottest show on TV. Joel, you got anything to add?
I don't, Mayor.
Brian, you got anything else to bring up?
No.
Nothing? Steph? Anybody from the audience? If not, I'll adjourn the meeting.